Today I'm going to show you some of the best healer gear for each stage of the game. Make sure you hit subscribe and let's get straight into the video. Right, so for early game we've got a zombie soldier set, which is really good. I haven't got it all in the best reforges, but this stuff is really good for early game. You only need something like Catacomb 6 to use this, I think, and it will give you a lot of good health stats. Health is the most important stat on healer, because it gives you the most regen and all of that stuff. And then you've also got the Mender helmet, which you can buy for not very much in the dungeons shop. That gives you 100 mending, which is quite useful in dungeons. So yeah, obviously you would need to enchant all of this stuff and get it on the right reforges for health. Health is what you want to optimize here. And then in terms of weapons, this one's not really got that many options, but these are just some decent weapons. So you've got a zombie soldier cutlass, which is really cheap. It's literally basic. You get 100 damage easy. It's just a simple weapon. Whatever your best weapon is, I suggest you use something like that. So maybe an Assassin with the Dragons is quite good just for early game. Doesn't really matter what you get. But if you want to get something specific to healing, the best thing you want to look at is a Flower of Truth. Now these actually aren't that expensive right now. It looks like they're about 1.5 million or something. So yeah, you could get one of them. These are really good because it gives you a lot of life regen when it ricochets, so it makes sure you have life steal on that and everything, and that'll give you a ton of healing through that. But yeah, onto the mid-game setup. This is going to be, we're going to use the Mender Fedora. Now this is another thing you can buy from the shop, and you need to enchant it and reforge it and whatever, but that gives 100 mending, and it also gives a ton of more health than the last one. So that's going to be really good when to get your stats up. I've actually gone for an adaptive chestplate here. The reason for this is because I looked at a perfect chestplate, I looked at everything, and I thought adaptive had the most health, and also it gives you 10 health regen and plus 40 health, which is quite a good perk. I don't know what 10 health regen actually means, but I assume that's quite good. So that'll help you survive in dungeons, hopefully. And it also gives plus 2 health regen thanks to I think the crystal I've got on there. So yeah, you do want to do that as well. It says a really good chestplate there, and you get the efficient training buffs. Every 5 catacombs levels you get 2% stats, which is very nice. So if your catacombs 10 when you're using this, you get 4% extra stats, which is quite nice. Or is that a set bonus? That's a full set bonus, doesn't actually apply there. But in terms of the rest of it, we're going to look at Necromancer Lord. This is sort of the best, I think this is the best mid-game set, because it gives a lot of just general good stats, and it has a lot of health compared to anything else like Perfect Armor. It gives a lot more health rather than defense. If you want defense, you probably want to go for Perfect, but that is how you want to set that up. In terms of weapons, the Flower of Truth is obviously very, very important. You probably definitely want to have one of those. And then I looked at some other things actually. The Adaptive Blade, 20 health regen and 5 HP second aura. So that might be useful if you're just trying to heal people around you, not necessarily do damage with that. And there's also other weapons that you can use as like support weapons that sort of similar to those things. In terms of just a decent sword, for melee you could use a Livid Dagger or anything like that. Really, it would be quite good. In terms of a pet, by the way, you want to use a Blue Whale. I don't have a legendary one, I don't think. I swear I had. Maybe I don't have one. A Blue Whale, yeah, you want a legendary Blue Whale because it gives a bunch of health. Legendary Blue Whale gives you 200 health, and the main perk is the Archimedes perk is really sick. If you get 20% extra max health, that's going to be really useful, isn't it? So you'll get much more health on there. In terms of endgame, there isn't many weapons I'd suggest, but what you want to look at for the set, I think, is going to be Gold Ore. I'm not exactly sure. There might be something with more health, but Gold Ore looks quite good, and it's also you can use it as well for tank, which would be very good. So yeah, this is quite a good set. In terms of the helmet, it's the Mender Crown. This thing just gives even more health and some actual defense this time, plus the 100 mending. I'm not sure exactly what that does. I think it has something to do with healing. I guess it also gives vitality as well. So yeah, that's pretty cool. In terms of weapons, yeah, you basically want to use whatever weapon you already use. I use a giant sword. What I could suggest is one variant of the obviously most people can't afford this, but I can't remember what it's called. Something. It's like one of the variants of the Wither Sword. It's like Aurora or something like that. I can't remember what it was. But that gives you defense, and it's also got obviously the Wither impact. If you have a billion coins to spare, you could get one of those. But I think you probably just stick to a Hyperion. It's probably fine for that one. In terms of other weapons, you definitely always want to have yourself a Flower of Truth on you. That's very important to do the lifesteal. You could look at some mage weapons, I don't know, because you want to stay, as healer, you sort of want to stay away from the melee fighting and just heal your teammates with your aura. That's basically the best way to do it. In terms of any other pets, I think Blue Whale just takes it by the whole way, but you could maybe try a Baby Yeti, but that is defense obviously, so it's not as good as a Blue Whale. So yeah, that should give you a ton of health. There's probably a good Reforge as well that you could go for that's not Titanic. I was thinking maybe like Giant or something, but I don't think that one, I think that gives defense, right? Oh, no, it doesn't give health, so Giant is probably the best Reforge you're going to want to go for. In terms of any other Reforges, I don't know exactly if there is any good ones, but you want to do I think these crystals would be good actually, to get your health regen up. That would be really good if you have, especially for the end game set. That's going to be very important, because you have a lot of money to buy and spend on the gemstones to get yourself like a decent gemstone on there. I'm not sure exactly how they work, but all of these look like they have some sort of gemstones on them, and these reduce the damage you take from withers by 10%, which is nice. So yeah, you'll get that. But yeah, make sure you do subscribe. That's basically it for today, so I'm going to see you guys next time. Goodbye.